Hey guys, we live here back on MTM Radio. Shout out to London Hill who just left, new up and coming artist from the Bronx, pulled up, just giving us a little bit about her insight. For those who missed it, you can catch it on mtmrecordsmusic.com on the creators page Manana. I'm gonna jump right into it. We are here with Imani. Shout out to Imani. She's a singer, live and direct, all the way from
Harlem.
Shout out to Harlem. Yes. So first and foremost, thank you for coming, my darling.
No problem.
We go way back. For those who don't know, we go way back. Even though I'm not going to act like we do in this interview, I'm still going to ask you some questions that maybe I might know the answer to. But yes. So all the way from Harlem, I know you have an amazing voice. I know you've been singing for years now. Working on new projects. Yes. I definitely love watching you evolve from the couple years ago when we met, about 4 years ago when we met, until now. So how long have you been singing?
I've been singing all my life.
Oh,
my entire
Let me
life.
put you on my live. Say hi to my live.
Hi, live.
Hey, we here with Imani. Okay, so yes, you've been singing all your life.
Yes.
So then when did you start actually recording music?
I recorded my very first song at 16 years old in my brother-in-law's home studio. It was actually like it was his closet. And he was a genius of his time. There was no YouTube tutorials around. He just built his own studio. He even put
It's like the early
camera.
2000s.
This was, yes.
Okay, yeah, like the early 2000s.
It sure was. I
Okay.
was 16 years old, and I recorded my very first song. Yeah, it was cool.
And do you remember what that song was about?
Yes, it was me trying to bag a boy.
So you were trying to get the guy.
I was trying to get the guy.
Girls usually write about when the guy's trying to get them.
Nah.
Ooh, I like your flavor.
The guys wasn't checking for me back then, so I was just trying
So
to get
you was
them.
trying to check for them.
I was trying to get them. Like, hold on.
Okay, all right. So what about your first, I should say first project or first video? Tell us what was that like?
All right, so the very first.
Which I believe is on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
Yay.
Yes, it is. It's called I Want You.
Okay.
And I wrote that song. A lot of my music has been written like years ago, way into my teens and whatnot. And they're just telling little stories about me coming of age and getting into things. Anyway, the video is called I Want You, and it's available on YouTube. And it does showcase a younger me, a little bit more naive, but just very upfront about what I want. I don't know what this is. This might not be love, but I want you, and let's see what that is.
I find it to be so expressive. When I first started listening to your music, I didn't expect that. So I don't know. I didn't necessarily expect maybe not like the messages that maybe Keisha Cole or Adele might bring through. Them aren't like they get their heart broken and they jump right in the studio.
Yeah,
not like that. You were on some like you said. Listen, man, I don't know what this is, but I like this, and
I'm trying to see
I'm
what's
grown,
up.
honey, child. Like, what's up? Yes,
I'm trying to see what's up.
Yeah. So what do you say is some of like your favorite music artists, or what is some of like inspired you to start making music, or what I should say music were you listening to growing up?
Oh my gosh.
I give you like 3 questions.
So you know what, and that is perfectly fine, because I have so many artists that have influenced me in the smallest ways. But I gotta say, I have to thank my mother today. Shout out, mommy.
Oh,
her birthday just passed. Libra gang.
Oh, my mom's a Libra too.
Oh, happy belated, mama.
Yeah, happy belated.
Yes, but my mother, like coming up, we went through a lot of changes. We moved around a lot, and through every transitional period, my mom was playing Sade. She was playing Lauryn Hill. She was playing Mary J. Blige, and then I fell in love with Brandy. Brandy has such a unique tone, and I found that I didn't sound like anybody that was popular on the radio. I kind of just related to Brandy, but yeah, so it was coming up. It was Mary J. Blige, Sade, Brandy. Yeah, those were Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, like those. Yeah. The people that like sang through their pain, sang through their trials and tribulations and whatnot.
Your music kind of reminds me of the way that their music makes me feel.
Yes.
So I think that, when you told me you were a singer, I was like, yes. I was like, yes, girl. And then when I heard you, I was like, yes. Yes, girl. So
yes, girl.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's good inspiration, as well as women to look up to, who are just, I feel, genuine, just refreshing. like what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
You know, and they also just inspire women to just be who you are. You don't have to live up to these expectations of what a woman is supposed to be, but other than who you really are. Like, I feel like they were the first ones on that, like, self-love. Like,
yes,
their music was like all about self-love. It wasn't about getting guys. It wasn't about getting their money, or it wasn't about beating up chicks or being gangster or even having your heart broken. It was more like self-love. Like, listen, we're black, we're beautiful, we all we got. We need to stick together. We need to empower each other. Like, I feel like that's what their music was about.
And even when it was on, and it was definitely self-love, but even when it was on some, hey, I like you, I want you, and I like you.
and it was on that,
it was more cool. So like how it would benefit me in my life, you know, just, hey, you're a king, I'm a queen, why not? You know, so it was, Ooh, I think I hit the camera.
I think we're good in the camera. Okay. See, I do it all the time. That's why I always warn people. I'm like, be careful when your hands get to moving, the camera get to moving too.
I get wild and I get clumsy.
I know, right? We're expressive. Oh, so turn it a little bit. We're going to turn it a little bit toward. No. You just did the whole thing. When we say like a little, cool. Yeah, there we go. We have Imani doing things that we don't need her doing.
Stage hands. I'm quite handy.
Yes. But anyway, as you were saying, so they, like you said, they were very on that, like, listen, I'm a queen, you're a king, like, you know.
Yeah. And honestly, you know what? The type of music that always spoke to me is the music that gets you through life. So, yeah, sometimes we do need that ratchet hood. Like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to just live my best
life. Like, I'm going to live my best life.
The best version of myself.
By any means necessary.
Like, all of that has its place, but then you have other moments, the moments that last longer in between.
Yeah.
Where you're thinking and you're planning and you're doing. Man, honestly, that's the type of music that I feel that I make. You know, the music that gets you through life. The music that answers your questions. When you can't pick up that person and speak your grievances to them to get over certain things, sometimes you just got to put on a song to get over it.
I was just saying that not too long ago when to the other artist that was here. I was saying that music is definitely like the soul's therapy. Music gets you through things that you can't really... Maybe, like you said, you cannot maybe talk to somebody about. Maybe you don't even want to talk to sometimes we go through things in life where I know sometimes I go through things in life where I don't want to talk about it. I'm so, like, you know what I'm saying? You're so, like, distraught about it or, like, bothered by it or broken by it that I don't want to talk about it. But it's just like you're so emotional. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I resort to one of the things is music and sleeping. Music and sleep.
I love
They go hand in hand, right? When there was a tweet the other day and I retweeted because I was like, oh my God, it was so funny. It was like what the guy said. The guy was like, oh, why do women feel like women sleep to try to avoid problems?
Oh yeah,
I'm like, yo, big time.
Because if I wasn't asleep, you understand the earful you was about to get? Like,
yo,
an earful is the best case scenario. Because I can get dramatic at times, and we don't need that. Let me just take a nap. I'm tired. What happens when babies start overreacting and babies like
exactly? You gotta calm them down.
Go to sleep.
Yo,
go to sleep.
I did that the other day. I was like, all right, I'm taking a shower when I'm going to sleep. Like, I'm not tired, but I'm going to sleep. I'm gonna make myself go to sleep because it's just like you can't. You know what I'm saying? That's just a formatted way of doing it. And before I do that, I love to listen to music. Like, I definitely feel like some type of way. It's definitely the soul's therapy. So you know, being that your music is for me is very soulful. It's just like I hear that power in your voice. I hear that like. It's very authentic. So I'm just like, you know what? I like that. It lured me in. So I know you sent me Feelings.
Yes.
So is that off your new project?
Yes, it is.
What's that about? Tell me.
Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. This project has been, I want to say 4 years coming, but probably longer than that because the story has taken a good 10 years to just develop itself. And the project is called Heart versus Mind. It is literally about the things that we go through, the things that we think about when it comes to relationships and your own morals and values and, you know, what you're willing to accept when it comes to yourself and other people. So yeah, Heart versus Mind is about the journey, and that's something that has taken me a long time to put out, but it's finally coming out.
Okay, so when should we expect it?
Oh my gosh, sometime within the next month.
Within the next month?
Yes,
okay,
I'm trying to get this out before the year
Well,
is
you know,
done.
we have to trust the process. I'm a definitely firm believer on trusting the process. I'm definitely a firm believer on, you know, perfecting your craft and trying to make sure that you're just the best. You want to put out the best.
You definitely have
your
to.
best, not
and
anyone
else's. You also have to. Can you hear me now?
Oh, wow. There we go.
Sorry, guys.
Here we go. Get into the mic. Let's get into
There we
it.
go. There you go. You know,
Yes.
it's been a while.
I know. It's okay. It's okay, child. It's okay.
Basically, you just want to yes, it's difficult to respect your own process because it does take time, but at the same time hit certain deadlines. And as an independent artist, those are things that we have to deal with because we don't have big execs behind us telling us, hey, you got deadlines for this and this needs to get done. This is all funded from my own pocket, all out of my own schedule. And so it's real.
Yeah.
So I just hope that the people do appreciate it, that like no matter how long it takes, it's real. It's coming from me and it's a real story.
What do you say? What is your creative process like for song making?
Oh man, well these days they're a little different. These days, I've had many different. Okay, so let's go through them.
Let's go through them. We got some time, child. Go ahead.
So the way I used to make music before was I would literally lock everybody out of my room, everybody out of my space, and just play my music, and I won't leave the room until I have something made. It's kind of messed up, a little abusive, like. If you don't, it's like when your parent has the plate in front of your face, like you better finish this food. Yeah. It's the same thing I was doing to myself, and it worked for a little while. But after that stopped working, I had to dig deeper, and now I just allow the music to speak to me. So if I play piano as well, and I co-produce a lot of my music. So
I think I knew that. How long have you been playing the piano for?
Since high school.
Nice.
Since high school.
You're
A little bit.
I get very diverse. So you play the piano, you sing, you write your songs.
Yes,
you songwrite. You also
I arrange a lot of my stuff as well.
Okay, and then don't you also like pretty much co-direct your music videos?
I
do.
You
have a lot of say in that.
I have
very
input.
hands-on.
I have input in my creative
and everything.
process.
You have I love that.
Yeah.
So what is your creative process like for song making? So first it was locking people out, then boom, that was good enough. But then when you level up, you got to change. Obviously,
exactly.
You got to change your process as well. So then what was the next one?
I just had to learn how to break out of my own shell. I was limiting myself just by like locking people out. That's not realistic. You're not always gonna get time to yourself. So I learned how to meditate. I know it sounds a little hippie-ish, but it's real. Sometimes you have to look within yourself and quiet everything in order to get the message that's really trying to come out. And then it just flowed like water. It flowed like water. Like when it's funny. It's like when you freeze up, somebody asks you a question, but without thinking about it, it just comes out. So I had to learn
like
to not be so hard on myself. Yeah. So that's it. I just had to change my mind. And now I can write anything. I can write anything. And it feels a lot better.
What's playing in your Apple Music right now? Or or whatever.
See, so I'm like big on Spotify. Spotify's my ish. Okay. I pay my $15.99, guys. Don't think I'm just out here streaming people and not paying dues.
I don't. I pay $4.99. That's all you get. That's all you get out of me.
Nice.
$4.99 a month, and I get whatever I want. That's
$4.99. I need to go.
I got the Apple Music.
I think Sprint is doing me dirty.
College. You get the college swindle with the Apple Music.
Oh snap! All
right, I put y'all on. I got a lot of swindles I don't share, but
we gonna talk after the show, girl.
I got you, baby girl.
Anything to save these coins, you know what I mean?
So yeah. So who's playing in your music deck right now?
Estelle. Do you understand?
I haven't listened to Estelle in a long time, but I used to really love Estelle.
Estelle is dope. Estelle has an entire reggae album. She has a reggae album. She has a dancehall reggae album.
Okay, like, so yeah,
how didn't we know that?
Oh yeah, right? Give me that.
Like,
shout out to Estelle. Oh my god, I really didn't know that.
But I'm really, really obsessed with her. Oh my god.
So you listen to Estelle a lot?
So no. Her. HER. I'm obsessed with her.
Oh, her. Okay,
well.
Okay. Yes. I've heard some music from her. I think she's good. I've heard some music.
Not
a lot though.
I went with my friend to Barclays to see Chris Brown's concert a couple months ago, and she performed. I was dope. Over the moon.
She was dope.
She's like Lauren.
Oh wow,
she's like Lauren.
That's a big comparison right there. I don't compare anybody to Lauren.
She is like Lauren,
and I trust your opinion a lot when it comes to music. So that's a lot. So if you could get a feature right now with any artist, any singer, and a rapper with your song, Make or Break, who could it be?
Just one?
No, one singer and one rapper. Imani featuring a rapper and a singer. Who could it be? This is the song that's gonna make or break. You could be new, they could be established, they could be old, or whatever you want.
All right. I would go with Pharrell.
Yeah.
Pharrell is dope.
Okay, and who else?
And who else? I think Pharrell kind of hits rapping and singing. He could give me either or. He really could.
But you got to give me one more person.
All right, so I'm going to pick another one that does the same thing then. Right?
Okay, then yeah, you could do that too then.
All
yeah.
right.
That's fine.
Honestly, though, I really would work with Brandy.
Ooh,
Like,
you did say you like Brandy a lot.
I would like refresh her sound. Because she is fire. Fire in the booth.
Yeah, no, Brandy's definitely super talented. What's one thing that you want your supporters to remember about your music or to feel when they listen to your music?
That somebody else knows where you've been. And you're not by yourself. You're not alone in your story. And it's okay to tell your story as well. You know, I grew up never seeing images that look like me, never hearing voices that sounded like mine. And I felt like an outsider. I felt like something was wrong with me. When really the issue was I just needed to be that person. I needed to tell my story. I needed to show my face as well. So I just want my music to inspire people to be them.
Why do you feel like growing up you didn't see a lot of people
there's no feeling. How many people did you see looking like me on any cover? This wasn't a popular look. Melanin just became popular in the past 5 years, which is crazy to me.
You know what it is? I see where, not just only you, I've heard that statement a lot, and I understand where that comes from, but I don't feel like necessarily, maybe, I don't know if it was, I don't know if it's because maybe I didn't see it, or I just necessarily don't feel like there wasn't a lot of just beautiful black women that were on the face of things. I feel like in the 90s growing up, I did see a lot of beautiful black women. Not necessarily a lot, but a good enough amount for me not to feel like, oh my God, why is there not more? And I don't know if that's a part of just me being young and not realizing what's going on in the world, comparing to all the, Spanish or white women that are more dominant than black women. But as I got older, I definitely saw, exactly what it was. I didn't see it as drastic at a younger age, or maybe I wasn't exposed to it as much as a younger age. But as I got older, I definitely saw it in black and white. Like, why isn't there? You know what I'm saying? And I saw how they would they quote unquote take from our culture, our beautiful black women and black men, and incorporate it in society and the laws and their generation and the schools and any way that they can. Yep. And just use it. I don't want to maybe say use it against us or not use it in our favor, so to speak. But Melanin definitely now is more like, everybody's like, there was a meme the other day, everybody's embracing it now, but the other day in high school and back in the days, it was like frowned upon.
I remember being in grade school, and the biggest diss you could ever say to a black girl was call her an African booty scratcher. Like, that was the thing to do, like, to disrespect black girls. Talk about her hair, talk about her skin, talk about her clothes, just demean her. I had one boy tell me in middle school, and how old are you in middle school? What, 11, 12, 13? Yeah. What do you know about life? This boy came to me and said, if you were a couple shades lighter, I might date you. First of all, nobody asked you. Nobody checking for you. You're not God's gift to anything. But I mean, it was just... And it was just this level of imposition. Nobody asked you, yet you felt the need to show how much you didn't like me and people that look like me. And a lot of people do have the story where they're like, I didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't
necessarily didn't encounter it that much, because I went to all the schools that I went to growing up. They were pretty diverse. They were black, they were white, they were Spanish, they were Indian, they were Caribbeans. So I always say to people growing up, I never really saw that, and I don't know if I never saw color. You know what I'm saying? And my dad is, super, super light skinned. He's like red skinned, and my mom is brown. My mom is my mom is a little bit darker than you. And I was raised in there is no color. There's no such thing as color. So when I got to like high school and college and I realized what colorism was, I was like, oh my God, who raised you people? Like, what? I was just like, oh, this is disgusting.
It's not
and
the
it's
way
just like,
to,
why
it's not the
does
way
it
to
have
be.
to be like that? And
Exactly.
it's just like, damn, like, you know, I do it. We all, when we went to high school, when I went to college, junior high school, there was, we didn't call it bullying. It was more like cutting ass. Like, you say something to me, I say something to you. Like, you know, we was kept getting on each other like that. So it wasn't oh, you're dark or you're light or you look good for a light-skinned girl or you look good for a dark-skinned girl or you like, oh, you know, if you were a little shade lighter, then I would want you. Or, you know, it was not like that. So those weren't necessarily the joke. It was just like, oh, you fat or you ugly or you're dumb. Or you got a 70, I got an 80.
Girl, like, I wish. And I got to elementary and middle school. It was you know, blacks and Hispanics. Briefly, I was in Brooklyn for a little while, and it was extremely diverse. But up until I got to high school, it was just blacks and Hispanics. And when I got to high school, you began to see a couple more people, but the majority of the people that went to our school, we had Asians, we had whites, but the majority was blacks and Hispanics.
What's colorism?
And
like
colorism comes from blacks and Hispanics.
Yeah.
People that are colored are the ones that, you know, they enforce it. They enforce it on each other because that's what's been told to them, and it started from a place of, hey, I need to survive in this life. So in order to survive in this life, I'm just going to do what's going to keep me alive, what's going to get me a job. I'm going to straighten my hair. I'm going to lighten my skin. That was a real thing. Like grandmas, great grandmas, pressing their hair and all that things to conform.
And that's a part of colorism.
It is.
It was just like I said, I didn't get to, when I went to high school, that's when I really started to hear like someone say something someone said around me one time, like, oh yeah, she's cute for a dark skinned girl. And I was like, what?
But at that point, you were already developed in yourself to know that, nah, that's wrong. What are you saying? That's crazy.
I was just like, wait, cute. I was like, so what are you trying to say? At that point, it clicked to me that people think that because of the skin of your color defines your beauty. So I was like, oh, y'all on that light skin, dark skin,
stupid. That's
so whack. Very stupid. Like, that's just so whack. It's just tacky. And it's just like I always say, you know, the most beautiful people that I know are dark skinned people. Like, you know, I remember my father used to say, growing up, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So that was so when I would actually encounter people that were on that light skin or white skin or red skin shit, it was like, bro, like, it was really, to me, it was like, who raised you? Like, what world do you come from? And I feel sorry for you, because if you think like that, then there's only but so far you can get. And because even people that think like that to this day, they don't get ahead. So it's a very ignorant mentality to have, and that's, I guess, from that age, because of the way it was brought upon me, I always thought it was ignorant. And I'm just like, where are you gonna go in life thinking it's light skin versus dark skin? Like,
because it's not, and the world is way bigger than light skin versus dark skin.
And yes,
like,
there are people that
bigger wars to fight.
They have definitely a bigger wars. And yes, it is where people they have encounter where, listen, they feel like if they're up against someone who's a lighter skin, that they have a better opportunity. And there's real life examples of people that go through that stuff, which is, it's just sad. It's sad to say we have our own other cultures, other ethnicities that are against us. We don't need to be against one another. We don't need to be. We don't need to be about it. We shouldn't see color at that point, because we have laws, and, you know, coming from people that are not of color, making those laws for specifically people of color that are fighting and using against us. So I'm just like, colorism is just silly to me. But
you know what I am thankful for, though? I am thankful for Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
I am very thankful for Wakanda. I wish growing up we had a Wakanda.
I did.
You know,
we should have.
I would have been there.
We should have. So that was super dope. I'm gonna make sure I'm put out some key points on that. So as we wrap up, I just want to let everyone know the full interview will be up tomorrow on mtmrecordsmusic.com. It will be on the creators page with Imani. We're going to get into one of the feeling song, I believe, that you sent to me from your new project. And then just before we go, let everyone know where they can find you on all your social media handles.
Absolutely. All right, guys, you can follow me everywhere at Imani Gooden Music. So that's IMANIGOODEN on everywhere. So Instagram, Facebook, IG. I said IG, Twitter.
What else?
All of it. YouTube, everywhere. Stalk me.
Okay, follow me. Cool. All right, so we're gonna get into feelings, and then I'll catch you guys next week, and we'll have the interview up tomorrow. Let's just take a quick.
Reflecting, how did I get to this place? How did I get to this point? Caught feelings for a fuckboy. I swear I'm not crazy, man, I must be crazy. I see the shit that he do, letting it slide like a fool. Posting them pics without me, going on trips without me. The likes, the DMs, I know what goes down in the DM. I can never reach him, but my girls told me he be trying to see him. I don't ever see him, I don't ever see him. Oh, I'm far from insecure, but this love, it ain't secure enough to hold me down. And you keep looking around, possessions, giving them back words. Can't take them back, no regret that I said. I swear at the time that